And somebody who deals with this on a regular basis, Andy VanHouten from Park City Mountain Resort Ski Patrol, and Zeke, the other member of the Park City Mountain Resort Ski Patrol team. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having us.
So talk about, before there's a whole lot of other stuff we want to talk about, but just start off, talk about what you guys do on a day like today when, it starts, it's been snowing essentially pretty much for 3 days straight.
Yeah, that's right. Our day typically starts on a day like this. We're in by 5:30, 6 o'clock. We get up there, we start making shots, and when it's light enough, we head out and start doing our control routes to get the lower mountain open first, obviously, so we can get public on the hill at 9. And then from there, we work the McConkeys area, the Jupiter area, and see where we go based on weather and what that allows us to do.
And when you say making shots, I mean that's the you just sort of threw that out there. This is not easy work.
No, it's not. We're skiing around with 10 to 20, 30 pounds in our backpacks through, like you said, 2 to 3 feet of snow and
10 to 30 pounds and filled with high explosives.
Yeah. That's right.
You keep sort of brushing off this, traveling around with high explosives. How do you, how do you get trained to use, heavy ordnance like that?
We do all of our training in-house. We host our own blasters clinics and stuff, and we have a tendency to do it with other resorts across the Wasatch and stuff, and we go through an ATF background check to make sure, everybody's all clear to handle this kind of stuff and clear to deal with it on a daily basis if we have to. So.
And is that the scariest part of the job, or is that actually sort of the most fun part of the job?
Depends. Like days like yesterday when there's thunder and lightning, it's a little scary. But I think carrying the shots themselves aren't bad. It's I don't know. I don't know if there's a scary part of it. It's fun when you get to
blow stuff
up and then you ski powder. It's a good job. I love it.
It's not too shabby.
No, it's a good job.
And then the rest of the day, so you get the mountain open, and then what?
We ski, and we're not out there just powder skiing. I know a lot of people think that maybe we're just out there just poaching lines, and they may see tracks and stuff before public gets up there, and we're doing ski cuts to make sure the slopes are safe. But once we are open to public, we're out skiing around to help people if they lose their ski, if they lose a pole, if they're, days like today, if somebody gets stuck in a tree wall, that can be a problem, and we're out there to help. And then we're also there for the medical side of things if people are getting hurt, and even with 2 feet of powder, it's still possible to get hurt.
Well, I did see actually a ski patroller helping out somebody earlier today at the canyons. Mm-hmm. They'd dropped off a cliff, screwed the landing, and I think we saw them trying to dig around, trying to find their ski, 3 different laps, and finally a ski patroller came over and was helping them out.
It's a pretty common thing on days like today, it happens.
Is today actually kind of a better day for you guys rather than, big Bluebird Day, in March because of the type of skier that comes to the resort?
Yeah, on a day like, today, where it's getting close to the end of the season, we've got a lot of local traffic up there, and you've seen the people that ski around here. They know how to ski, they know what they're doing, and everybody's out powder hungry, and they have a tendency to know what they're doing, and it does make our job a little bit easier in that respect. But I don't think a day ever goes by where somebody doesn't get hurt that we have to deal with that. So. Mm-hmm. That's why we do what we do.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what Zeke has to do and how how he became a patrol dog.
He started at 7 weeks in the fall, and this is his 3rd winter. And he wants to sit up.
All right.
There we go. And we start at 7 weeks, and we start just socialization around the mountain, getting him used to riding chairlifts and helicopters and snowmobiles and being around, 10,000 skiers a day, and just getting him used to that setting. And then kind of after that first winter, we start progressing in his training towards avalanche search and rescue.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find a dog that has the right temperament for search and rescue?
We tend to lean towards high drive dogs, Labradors, Border Collies, German Shepherds and stuff. And he came from a breeder actually in Lehigh that his brother is a Scoop, is an avalanche dog at the canyons, little black lab. And we just look for these high drive dogs that have a curiosity, that want to please, that want to work, and we're not looking for lap dogs, but obviously you can see you can't
Yeah,
find that either.
you got a little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
And talk about the training that's involved, because obviously, you say high drive dog is somebody. It's a dog that's going to, be able to work and is wants to succeed and wants to please you. But
Right.
how do you train them to find humans under snow?
Essentially, we just start burying people. We use a Swiss method that we've taken from the Swiss teams, actually, that I trained with earlier this year, and we just progress from me running away, getting in a hole, progressing to burying me, to switching people, and then bringing him into sites, and he just gets trained to look for human scent, and he knows if he finds somebody under the snow, he gets a special reward, and for him, it's just a certain toy that we play tug with, and that's as good as it gets for him.
Wow, nice and easy. You're a cheap date, Zeke. Now, you mentioned the Swiss method and the Swiss that you trained with. You just came back from Switzerland in January. Right. Talk about this certification class that you were taking.
It's through
training.
It's through ICAR. It's the International Commission on Alpine Rescue, and it's pretty much the benchmark standard for avalanche search and rescue dogs in the world. And I was fortunate to be the one U.S. dog team to go with another guy from Sundance, Tracy Christensen. We were over there for 7 days, and it was basically a super intense 7-day, 9 to 7 kind of everyday training, and just using their techniques and perfecting some of the stuff we do, and definitely gaining some knowledge that I can use back here and also to share with other teams across the Wasatch.
What sort of things do they do that's different from U.S. methods?
Their whole avalanche dog program is not based on ski patrol. They are solely like a volunteer call-out, search and rescue thing, which I think is really cool. And so you've got people that are carpenters and cops and every other kind of job that have these dogs that work with them. And I think that was the biggest difference. And there's definitely some training things they do differently, but overall, I think we're all going for the same cause, and they do some things amazingly well, and I think we do some things equally well. And it was good to do both.
What does it mean to you to have been selected to go take this course?
It was a really big honor. I had thought maybe about going to Canada this year and doing some training, and then when Wasatch Backcountry Rescue WBR came to me and said they had chosen me to go and represent WBR over in Switzerland, I was floored as a fairly young handler in the dog scene, and with a 2.5-year-old dog, it was a big honor to be given this opportunity to go over there.
Well, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so you might as well start with him while he's still pretty young.
And I think it works well.
So have you had thankfully we haven't had too many avalanches, either inbounds or really very much here on the Wasatch Back this season. So how do you keep Zeke in shape and ready to go?
We try to do trainings probably at least once a week, and it takes a little manpower, but we'll set up an avalanche site, and we'll dig 2 deep holes, 1 or 2 deep holes up to 6 feet deep, and we'll basically bury 2 patrollers. But then they'll bring me into the site, and I do my deal with Zeke, and that's kind of how we progress and keep him fresh throughout the years. We just keep running these mock scenarios, and we all hope that we don't ever get called out on the real deals. That's not something we want to do, but that's why we're here. And but to keep training with him, I think, is crucial.
And we were talking just before we started. Are you concerned that with this much snow and all the resorts closing, most of the resorts closing, in the next week and a half, that we're going to start seeing a lot of backcountry situations?
I think it's inevitably you're going to force people into the backcountry when the resorts close, and hopefully people are smart. And I know around here a lot of locals do have backcountry knowledge, and they know what they're doing, and maybe they'll stick to skiing in the resorts even after we close, skinning up and skiing some 30-degree angle groomed runs, after they've got a couple inches of snow is still pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Andy, thank you so much for coming in. You want to give us a little preview of what we can expect tomorrow on the mountain?
I don't know. It's going to be good. I think we're supposed to get a couple more inches overnight, and on top of like you said, the 2 feet we got today, and I think tomorrow's going to be better than today.
Really?
Personally.
All right. So what are you guys going to hit first? So where should people go if they when they arrive at payday first thing tomorrow morning?
I'd go up Crescent, and I'd head to McConkey's or Pioneer and hit 10th Mountain Trees off Pioneer or McConkey's Lift, and hopefully we can get the peak open. We'll see what we can do, and I think everything will be filled in overnight. It'll be just as good as it was today.
Fantastic. All right, Andy, thanks so much. Zeke, Good boy. Speak.
I don't think he knows that one.
Doesn't know that one.
No.
All right. Good boy, Zeke. Keep it nice and easy, buddy.